Before we proceed from the arrest of Chancellor Corrin, we first look back 3 months ago, where Edmar Pale Valor at has just arrived at Arcana Magna with the hopes of becoming a cleric. Jake, what's going through Edmar's head at this moment?
So Edmar hasn't really gone anywhere outside of the farm where he's lived with his parents and kind of the neighboring farm. So coming into a place like this, he's um, very cautious about, hearing all the big tales of big cities and stuff like that. And so he's cautious about that, but then also anxious about whether or not he'll be chosen by the goddess that he's looking to be chosen by, which is Saloon. And so he's a little bit nervous about that, anxious about being in a place he's never been before, but looking forward to the journey and excitement.
Yes, and you are in a room with a bunch of other students who are looking to be chosen by various gods and goddesses for clerichood, and the teacher is calling people forward and eventually gets to you and calls Edmar Palevalor. Will you come forward?
Um, Edmar will get up and walk over.
He acknowledges you and says, You aren't by any chance related to uh, Edwin Palevalor, the old council member.
I couldn't tell you. My family didn't talk much about our lineage, so maybe. Hard to say.
Interesting, interesting. Well, which gods are you hoping to be chosen by today?
Like to be chosen by Saloon if she'll have me.
Saloon, yes, very noble goddess. She's quite picky, but we will see. Let me see. He shuffles through a few different scrolls. Yes, yes. Here is the oath to oath of prayer to Saloon. You have any alternates in case she does not accept you?
I, I guess I don't really know. It's really the only god or goddess that my family has ever, I guess, worshipped. So that I don't
All
know.
right. Yes. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. There are a series of statues in the next room. Go to Saloon's,
Okay,
and we will see what happens.
all right. No, walk in and kind of look around and find the statue for Saloon.
All right. The statue is this lovely, like ornate statue of the beautiful goddess Saloon. This moon imagery all over. She's standing serenely, kind of looking down at you, and there's a clear spot where you're supposed to kneel before reciting the prayer.
Before he kneels, he'll kind of stand back and okay, and then take position.
All right, go ahead and roll a religion check to see how well you do the prayer.
That is a total of 8.
8. You have devoted your entire early life to studying and learning everything you can about Saloon and how to respect her. And as soon as you step before the statue, it all just goes blank, and you just flatly read the prayer, and you cannot get your head into it. You feel like for some reason your heart just isn't in it like it should be. And once you finish, you there's no feeling of light, nothing. You just still cold.
I'll look around to see if there's an instructor or anyone else in the room.
You're alone in the room, but the door to the room you came from with the instructor is still there.
Just kind of nod and, well, I don't know if it worked or not. Maybe I'll try it again just in case. I don't know. And I'll try it again.
Do another religion check.
That's a lot better. 21.
21. All right. You recover from your poor first attempt. You lay your heart into this prayer. You do your best to truly show her how much you will give to her cause. And you truly feel that if she were to accept you, she would accept this. And yet when you finish, you still feel nothing.
I'll kind of
So
stand up and poke my head out of the door and ask the instructor, um, is something supposed to happen when we pray, or is it just kind of life as normal, so to speak?
he smiles and says, if she had accepted you, you would know.
Okay. So
Well,
if nothing
let's
happened and
see.
I don't feel any different,
Offer your services to another god. That's all I can tell you.
do you have paperwork for another god? What their
Oh yeah.
prayers are? I don't
I
really
do.
know them.
Yep. Let's see. I've got Tyr, god of war, Lathander, god of youth and the dawn. I've got so many others. Look through and take your pick.
Based on that, Edmar will grab Lathander because he doesn't know that he wants to be attributed to the god of war.
All right. You go to the statue of Lathander. Lathander's statue is far more well kept than the others. It's a bit bigger. You could tell that this god is far more respected in this city than the other gods. Like, whereas the others are all just pure stone, this one's been fully painted in orange and yellow. It's clearly been got a lot of love given to this statue. So, as you kneel to give Lathander's prayer, go ahead and roll another religion check.
That would be a nat 20 for a total of 24.
Nat 20 again. You again, this just feels right. You know, you say all the right things, you give all the right emotions and spirit, but you still just don't feel anything when you finish. What is Edmar feeling right now?
Definitely some confusion. Um, he would have thought that it would have been a little bit easier and not quite as much work to do all this, and that especially since having dedicated his life up to that point to worshiping just Saloon, that it would have been kind of a easy easy way to get in, and so not being accepted and then choosing another one and really feeling like he aced the prayer and everything, not being accepted would be a letdown.
Mhm. And as all this is going through your head, you hear a voice behind you just says, "Dang, nobody is accepting this kid. That's not right."
I'll turn around and look to see if the instructor had stepped into the room.
You turn around and you see this guy around your age, messy brown hair. He's wearing a blue t-shirt with a partial moon print on it, and he's just kind of sitting there staring at you. Doesn't just kind of just watching casually.
Uh, can I help you?
See, he kind of looks around to be like, "Who's he talking to?
You.
Can you can you hear me?"
Is that not normal?
No, well, I don't think I've ever talked to a human before. Uh, Hi, my name's Luderos. What's your name?
And I'll get up and go over and shake his hand. And my name's Edmar. I'll be kind of like looking at his ears to see if they're pointed or something, since he said he hadn't talked to a human, checking to see if he's like an elf or
They're
something.
normal rounded. He appears human, and he just goes, "So what are you doing here?"
Well, I'm trying to become a cleric to a god. It's not really working. Isn't that what you're here for? Or why are you here? Aren't you another student?
Oh no, I come here sometimes trying to see if I can talk to my mom. She she's not very responsive most of the time.
Why would you come here to talk to your mom?
Oh well, that's her statue over there. He points to the statue of Saloon.
S- So Saloon's your mom?
Yeah.
Well, doesn't that make you like a demigod or something?
Oh no, no, Demi. I'm just God.
Oh, am I supposed to kneel or something? I've never met a god before. How does this work?
I honestly, dude, I don't know. I've never had a real conversation with a not with anybody really. I don't know that I've ever actually had a conversation in my life. Wow, this is weird. Yeah, I don't kneel. It's fine. I don't. No, that's just weird. Weird.
Okay. Should I bow? And I'll like kind
No,
of bend at the
just
waist.
no. Oh no, just ah. Look, that's honestly, I'm kind of tripping out. I've never. People usually can't see me. I've been wandering the earth for a century and never gotten so much as a peep.
Okay, well, if you're one of the gods, which statue's yours?
I don't have one. I am the youngest of the gods. I'm only a century old. I was born right after the demon war ended, and I don't know that anybody knows about me. I don't even know if my mom knows about me.
That's kind of depressing. Do you,
I try not to think about it.
fair enough, I'd probably do the same thing if I was you. Um, Well, I guess, are you looking for a cleric?
I could be. Are you looking for a god?
None of the other ones are responding, and I see you, and I was told I would know when a god responded. So I feel like talking to you might be the sign if you're like
Makes a
willing.
lot of sense. He holds out his hand for you to shake it. You want to be my cleric?
Yep. Oh,
Right.
take his hand
And
and shake it.
as soon as you shake hands, you feel this like immense like connection between the two of you, and you feel like this magic surge of magic flowing into you, and you know that this means you've been accepted by a god.
Right. Well, now what?
Hey, I don't know. I'm new to this.
Fair enough. Um, I'll go ask the instructor if there's something more we have to do. Then I don't know, and I'll poke my head around the door and, hey, professor, that I think I found a god.
Oh, Lunar. Sorry. Lathander accepted you.
No, no, he didn't do anything. But Lunaros is in here, and he and I made a pact.
Who?
Lunaros, the
I'm not familiar
son,
with that one.
Saloon's his mom,
I'm
said he's
familiar with all 99 of Saloon's children, and Lunaros is not listed among them. He may be one that we don't know about, but hey, if you found a god, that's awesome. Just go fill out this paperwork here, and then you can be escorted to your room to meet your roommates.
City's got teeth and it's hungry tonight. Magic and metal in the glow of the lights. From the forge to the grid, we're all chasing the high. So grab your sword and tie.
And now we transition over to a news broadcast where a Earth Genasi newscaster on screen who says, "Good morning. I'm Kessa Stoneleaf, and this is Civitas Arcana in the morning. Early this morning, authorities confirmed the arrest of Myra Corrin, Chancellor of the Grid's Tech School, on charges of the unlawful detention of a Tiefling Cyberneticist student, unauthorized portal technology, and the alleged murder of Tanner Vell, among a multitude of other accusations. Corrin was taken into custody without incident yesterday afternoon and is currently being held pending formal council review. She has publicly maintained her innocence, and no trial date has yet been announced. The investigation raised serious questions about the intersection of magic, technology, and power within the capital, and about the individuals who were involved in bringing these events to light. Joining us this morning is Corvus Sharp, one of those individuals. Mr. Sharp was present during the events that led to Corrin's arrest, and has agreed to speak with us for the first time since the incident. Corvus, thank you for being here. What exactly was your involvement in the investigation?
Well, I was hired by Myra to investigate the disappearance of Velith Saran. So I headed up the investigation for Velith.
So you're saying that it was Corrin herself that hired you to investigate the disappearance of the tiefling that she had kidnapped.
It appears so, yes.
Fascinating. And what exactly led you to discover that she was in fact the one who was responsible?
Well, without getting too into the weeds, a series of different circumstances led to meeting some different people that we all had a common goal of needing to find Velith for one reason or another. Um, we first investigated the rave or the concert of Blazing the Dragonborn. which then
You're
led us
referring to the
to
concert that was rated by the Cyber Knights, correct?
yes. Um, See, I'm not sure what details I'm allowed to divulge about the events that occurred in different areas and different places that happened. Um, but from there, we interrogated and questioned different people, and it led us to Myra Corrin's office eventually, where we discovered that she was using the oh, what's it called? What's the monorail thing? Out the
Skytrain. Skytrain.
Yes, thank you. That she was using the Skytram, a certain track of it, um, that she had a special portal from her office to get to, and that was where she was keeping all the students, specifically
Fascinating.
Velas.
Fascinating. And is it true that that at least some of the monks of Lathander were involved in Myra Corrin's kidnapping?
Yes, that was glad you already know that. That was the detail I was not sure if I was allowed to share. Yes, there were many monks, people I
So,
grew up with, people that I had known for many years that were involved in the specifically at the concert of Blaze and the Dragonborn.
so with with the monks' involvement, how can we trust that the monastery still has the city's best interests at heart? Is it not true that several of that several of these monks were well respected individuals in our community?
From what we have been able to gather, the information that ended up leading us to Myra, the monks were under the impression that they were um, acting on the good of or for the benefit of society. They were not told the about the how to put this. They were not aware of the plan as a whole. They were given a role and very little information to go on. And the leadership that I am aware of, so Guy John and Quinn and Theodos Vey are were instrumental in helping us track down and eventually detain Myra Corrin.
So you're
So they're
saying
still
that they were just following orders.
yes, yes, that is what I'm saying.
Are you
And the
aware that
moment
that phrase has been used by to justify all sorts of war crimes and awful things?
I am, which is
So
why
if if even the monks are susceptible to this, how can we trust them now? How
all I
can we
can
trust
say,
you?
this is a fair question. The reason why you can trust me is that I am the one who brought down Myra, and I will be doing a full scale investigation myself with the other with the help of trusted compatriots of mine, trusted friends, and we will root out the problem both in the monastery and hopefully get to the bottom of exactly why this all happened.
Well,
This is
well,
not
thank you
over
for
yet.
your
We will root out the problem.
well, thank you for your time, Mr. Sharp. And she reaches to shake your hand, and we now transition over to Myra Corrin, who is in her prison, is in the Cyberknight security facility and she is sitting at a visitor's booth waiting as Noldea Lindir enters from the other side. She looks at you and says, Noldea, thank you for. Sorry, she says, Linda, thank you for agreeing to meet with me.
It's against my better judgment. What do you want?
I simply want to ask you why you are convinced of my involvement purely because of the portal that was clearly planted.
I didn't think that you were actually stupid. But if you want anybody to believe that that was planted without your knowledge and you don't have anything to do with the with that whole situation, you're going to have to give me a lot better reason to think so.
Listen, Linda, or whatever your real name is. I. That's right. I know you're not a monk. I picked it up on you the minute we met. But I decided that finding the missing student was more important than whatever you were dealing with. So I decided to play along and make sure that the real monk was able to keep an eye on you. And you repay me by accusing me of not only the kidnapping of Mr. Saran, but the highly unfortunate and tragic murder of Professor Vell. I was just as shocked to learn about it as the rest of the city.
Like I said, you're going to have to do a lot better than that if you want me to believe that somebody was able to plant a device in your office without you knowing. Who should I
I
be
will,
looking for if it's not you?
I will admit I do not know how that portal was placed there, and I do not know who could have done it. That is why I hired investigators to determine the true culprits. That said, I will maintain that I had nothing to do with that, and I do not know how that portal was placed.
If all you brought me here was to protest your innocence, then I definitely feel that you very much wasted my time. I don't suffer a waste of my time lightly. It's valuable.
Very well, Linda. I trust you are making good use of all the gifts I gave you.
Um okay, no, I'll just ask in character. Is that a threat?
Absolutely not. It was my way of saying I hope that you are enjoying those items. And even though you have wrongly incarcerated me, I did give those items to you, and I hope you will make good use of them.
Yeah. Well, at this point, yeah, she feels like there's nothing else to be gained here, and so without any further questions or words, she's just gonna stand up and make to leave.
Very well. Thank you for your time, Linda. I know it is valuable to you, and I hope that we may eventually come to an understanding.
Yeah, no, she's done. Wasted enough time here in her estimation, because all I've gotten is just uh unsubstantiated, claims of innocence
Mm-hmm.
with no other help whatsoever.
All
So
right. You did get the revelation that she knew you weren't a monk, but I don't know how valuable that is to you.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. You might say that when she incited you, she rolled a natural 20.
That's fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, her having reasons for letting me continue my charade doesn't necessarily make, like, it doesn't follow from that she's innocent in the
Yeah.
in the whole
Yeah,
thing.
I'm just
Yeah.
recapping and making sure you.
Yeah.
Minutes after Noldea leaves, we see Talon enter her the prisoner meeting room, whatever it's called. And she smiles at you, nods, and says, "Ah, Dravon, thank you for agreeing to meet with me."
So, Chancellor, what can I do for you?
I simply want to attest to your wonderful acting skills. You truly had convinced me you had gone crazy, and you were able to locate and rescue the missing tiefling. Even though it did put me in quite a negative light, I am thankful that you were able to rescue him.
I apologize for the deception, but it seemed necessary at the time. And, well, in the end, we rescued him, and that's what we were tasked with.
And at the end of the day, that is the most important thing. That was, I do appreciate your help in that regards.
Chancellor,
And I do hope,
I've got to ask you
yes.
something.
Mhm.
Why would you hire the monks to investigate a kidnapping you were responsible for?
That is quite a good question. The answer is that I was not responsible for the kidnapping. I do not know who has kidnapped young Vila Surad, and I do not know how that portal came to be in my office. But, as I said, the most important thing is that you rescued Suran, and everything else is secondary.
If you're going to maintain your innocence, I have to understand how you couldn't know. How could you not know that there was a portal in your office? How could you not know what was going on under your very nose?
I must admit, I my answer will not be satisfactory. The answer is that I simply did not know that it was there, and it was hidden from my view, and I did not see it. I understand that that may not be acceptable of an answer, and I understand that it looks bad for me, and short of someone else being found responsible, I doubt I will make it out of this without being found guilty, which is what really concerns me, is that the person who did do this is still out there and may have more sinister plans than simply kidnapping a few students.
So let's just hypothetically suppose that you had nothing to do with this, had no knowledge of any of this happening. Do you have any idea who would have been behind this? Even the slightest suspicion?
Unfortunately, I do not know. I cannot help you. And again, that is why I do not believe, short of more evidence coming to light, that I will be found innocent. Uh, which is unfortunate because, as I said, whoever was responsible surely has more sinister plans than simply kidnapping a few students.
Can I insight check her?
Absolutely.
Just to see if I can get a sense of. Five.
What'd you get?
Five.
5. What you can pick up from her is that she is definitely afraid, and she's concerned that she will rot in this prison the rest of her life, however short that may be. And she desperately wants somebody to prove that she was innocent.
I'm going to be very honest with you. I find this all to be a little too convenient. Um, I don't know if you're innocent or not. I don't know. But I find all this to be just a little too convenient. And I would like to help, but I need more to go on. You've got to give me something more.
That, Dravon, is precisely why I picked you to assist the two monks in their investigation, because you are truly the sharpest student in your year. You do not take things at face value. However, I must tell you, I cannot provide you with any substantial evidence, which means, should you attempt to help me, it will not be done with my help. And I apologize for that, but I appreciate your understanding that at least it is possible that I did not do this. That is more than most would give me.
I am not. I'm not convinced by anything you've said here today, but merely looking at the facts, merely looking at the evidence, I feel there's something more here. But at this point, it's a gut feeling. I have nothing to go on and no leads to follow. And Chancellor, I would not want to see an innocent person go to prison, but at this point, I don't know what I could do to change that.
Well, I will appreciate any attempt you make, no matter the outcome. Thank you, Mr. Cipher.
No promises.
That is all I can expect. After Talon leaves, Myra sits waiting at the visitor's booth, and after a few minutes, Edmar Pale Valor enters, and she acknowledges him and says, "Cleric, thank you for agreeing to visit with me."
I've some questions, so don't expect this to be one-sided. I want some answers from you too.
Of course, ask away.
What'd you do with Lunaros?
Who?
One of the people that was kidnapped?
As I have been saying, I was not responsible for those kidnappings, and I have never heard of an individual named Lunaros, you said?
Yeah, he's a god.
A god. Am I supposed to believe that whomever is responsible for these kidnappings kidnapped a god?
Potentially.
That
He's
is quite,
disappeared, so
that is, that is quite concerning. I invited you here to ensure you that I had nothing to do with those events, and I do not know how that portal made its way into my office. And I assure you that whoever kidnapped your god, I had no connection to that. And I simply wanted to make my case to the people involved in the investigation.
let's say I believe you're not involved. What reason would I have to believe you, and why would they then target you?
Oh, there's many reasons they would target me. I'm a very powerful individual. I am a leader in the tech sector. We, which is many people do not trust or understand technology and they fear it. There are many reasons for somebody to want to pin a crime on the chancellor of the grid.
But there are other leaders in tech and powerful leaders in general. So why, yeah, you're the chancellor, but why target you?
My best guess is that as the Chancellor, I am responsible for teaching the next generation, and if there are no adequate teachers, people cannot learn the art of technology as well.
So who have you had run-ins, we'll say, in the past with that would want this?
Oh, how much time do you have?
I'm looking for a god, so I'll take as much time as I need.
Let's see. Practically everybody on the council, except for a select few. Um, Dareth Veer, pretty much everybody who teaches at Arcana Magna. Um, there was an individual in Breachgate who had several run-ins with me. His name was what was his name? Drackle. Drackle was his name. Um, he he basically when I was younger, he and I had a working relationship that I quickly realized he was using me to help him commit certain crimes, and I stopped helping him that he and he was not happy about that. Let me think. Oh,
Do you have a shorter list of people who would have had access to your office that would want to pin this on you?
well, Tanner Vell had access to my office, so I can assume he granted it to whomever planted it. He was working with the perpetrator, was he not?
That's my understanding, but
And
wouldn't
it's
you have
quite weird.
security showing who he would have brought in with him or something?
For all I know, he did it himself before he died. But I don't have security showing any of that. But there are many ways of hacking that can quite well cover up any sort of wrongful entrance.
So anybody that springs to mind that's got that kind of skill who would want to plant this in your office?
Not that I know of, but people don't usually show off that they have those skills. They do it because if they were to do it and everybody knew they could do it, it would get pinned on them.
Just assuming that the chancellor would probably know of some individuals who had that skill and didn't advertise it, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know much about technology.
I was merely postulating that with technology, there are many things possible that would seem impossible. And
Bless you.
therefore, I cannot be certain who would and wouldn't have that ability.
So more or less what you're telling me is that you have no leads, no idea who it could have been, no idea who has the skills to do it, but you're definitely innocent.
Well, I am innocent, but I understand why it looks to the contrary, but I was hoping that I could come to an understanding and at least you can admit that perhaps this was too easy, was it not?
I don't know, I haven't been involved in many investigations before, but I'm just saying, you're not giving me a lot to go on to prove your innocence.
I understand, and I share your frustration. If I had anything more to offer, I would.
Do you know of anyone who's tried mixing magic and technology?
Ooh, that is a dangerous prospect. I don't know anybody who would be foolish enough to try that. They'd have to be quite crazy. Um, no. Is there evidence that that's what's happening here?
Potentially.
That could
But
be dangerous. The combination of magic and technology. Ooh.
is this
As
something
you
that's
may
been
or may
tried in the past or something that you know it's dangerous?
know, I simply know that magic is dangerous, and anything tied to magic, I don't trust.
You do realize I'm a cleric. I do magic, right?
Obviously, yes. And there are benefits, absolutely. I'm not saying all magic is bad. What I'm saying is, I am. There is a big divide between magic and technology. Magic is man made, it's something we can do on our own without any help. Sorry, technology is man made. Whereas magic is you either have to have a specific skill or you need blessings from a god. And the gods, powerful though they may be, are not consistent. They are whatever they want to be in the moment. And they can strip that blessing away as quickly as they gave it. So anything magic related, although I admit some can be used for good, magic tends to do more harm in my experience.
Again, not giving me much to go on, but okay.
Yeah, I understand, and I appreciate your time.
Well, like I said, it's not every day I'm looking for a god, so
And I
we'll
do
see.
hope you find him.
Me
If
too.
there's anything I can do to help, let me know.
Maybe if you remember anyone who's tried magic and technology in the past or anything like that, no matter how big or small, let me know.
I appreciate that, and I will. And after Edmar leaves, uh, the final of the group, Corvus, steps in and she acknowledges him. Corvus, thank you for agreeing to see me. I saw your interview on the news this morning, and I must say I do not appreciate the way they portrayed your monastery.
Well, considering the events that took place, it's hard to blame them. I just kind of glare at her.
Nevertheless, you'd think the monastery that has done so much good in this world would elicit a little more trust from the people it has protected.
One would hope. Unfortunately, it seems that we need some clearing of house to be done.
Understandable. I called you here because I want to ensure you I had nothing to do with any of the events that transpired. I am not responsible for these crimes I have been accused of. I do not know how that portal got into my office, and I understand why everybody accused me. In your shoes, I would accuse me too. But I want to maintain that I am not guilty of the kidnapping of those students.
Something. Corvus kind of pauses and bites his tongue before he says something. One thing that doesn't make sense to me. Why would you hire me if you were using the monastery to do your bidding?
Well, my answer is that I was not using the monastery, and I was not involved in Saran's kidnapping. And that is a very smart question.
Unfortunately, as much as I hate it, I've also come to the conclusion that I believe you to be a smart woman, Myra. But only a great fool would hire a monk to investigate something that his friends and comrades were also involved in. So I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Whether you're guilty or not, I don't really care, but I will find who's responsible for this.
And I respect that your dedication to this, and I appreciate your understanding. Is there anything I can do to help?
I need help finding a mole, but I don't know if you're not involved, and there's no way I can think of that you could help me with this.
All right, well, if there is anything I can do not hesitate to ask.
Corvus kind of just grits his teeth, stands up, and then he pauses. And then just kind of walks out. He can't think of anything that he would like to ask, and he walks out.
All right. Uh, let's transition over to Talon. All right. So, what do you do? What do you want to do today? What's on your agenda?
I would like to go talk to my mother. I have questions about the vision, and I think she's probably the best person that can give me some answers.
All right. So you proceed back to Arcana Magna on the Skytram. You go up to her office. While you are approaching her office, you hear quite loud voices coming from inside. There seems to be some sort of argument happening
In her office?
in her office.
Um, I want to listen for just a second to see if I can recognize the voices before I enter
Okay,
or before I knock.
roll insight.
12.
Perception?
Yeah, perception.
Perception.
Sorry,
That's fair.
Still 12.
12. You immediately recognize this as your mother and father.
Uh, I, um, for just a split second, Talon considers just turning around and walking away, um, and not witnessing this. But I, he really needs to get some answers, so takes a deep breath, steels himself, knocks on the door.
And immediately the voices stop, and you hear like this like popping sound, and your mother opens the door. Talon, how how are you, my son?
I'm good. I'm good, mother. I thought I thought I heard father. Is he here? Are you busy?
Oh, he and I were having a quick conversation. Nothing for you to worry about. What what is on your mind, my son?
Um, I need to talk to you if you have a few minutes.
Of course,
Um,
anything for you.
I recently had a vision.
What kind of vision?
I don't know how much I want to tell her. Um, I'm gonna kind of be real vague with her and just say I saw some events happening. I don't know if it was a premonition or if it was while they were transpiring, but they were events that came that happened, and I saw this in my waking um, vision. I just was I was standing there 1 second, and the next second I was somewhere else witnessing these events, and then I was back again, sort of in my own body. And I know that divination is something that runs in your family.
That is true. I have uh some divination skills myself, as did my mother. It usually only went to the women in my family, but it seems it has passed on to you. That is quite interesting. Um,
Well,
I don't know much I could do for you. If it happens again, just try to do what you can. I will warn you that trying to change the future can have unexpected side effects, and just be careful, is all I could say to you.
you know, you know this is a sore subject. I don't understand how this is possible. I've I've never shown any signs of innate magic, and I don't understand how now all of a sudden this manifests. Does it
Well,
does it mean Does it mean that I do have magic? That I
My son, I I don't want you to think that this automatically means that there are several recordings of people having a vision once and never again. Sometimes the gods were trying to tell them something important or some effect that couldn't be explained. It's possible that this is some late bloom innate magic, but it's also possible that it isn't. Without further occurrences or other explanation, other events, we simply can't know. And I know that's not the answer you wanted, but it's all I can give.
if it happens again, how can I control this? Is there some way that I can dig deeper into the vision, some way that I can control it? I need to understand this. I need to understand what's happening.
The art of divination is quite a complicated art. It took me nearly a decade to master it, and even I still don't fully understand it. But if it should happen again, and if you should need any help, I will be happy to offer any assistance I can.
Okay.
Roll an insight check.
22.
22. You could tell that she, for some reason, she does not think that you have innate magic, that this was a one-off thing. And she seems almost certain you cannot have inherited her divination skills.
Okay. Not what I was hoping for, but well, thank you. I
Of course, my
appreciate
son.
I appreciate your support and your understanding, even though I've been a disappointment.
Talon, you have never once disappointed me.
I wasn't talking about you.
You're She just smiles, and if your father can't see the wonderful man you are becoming, that is his problem and not yours.
Thank you.
Of course, if there's anything I can do to help, I'm always here. My door is always open to you.
Then I'll
You gonna
just
do anything else, or
um I did want to try to see Lyra, if that's possible.
okay? Yeah, as you start to leave, She closes the door behind you, and once you are a few paces away, you start hearing shouting again. So do you are you interested in following up with that, or are you just gonna go straight to figure out Lyra?
I think I want to try to at least listen for a minute to see what it is they're arguing about.
All right. Roll a. I'm gonna say perception to see if you can hear the voices accurate, hear the words accurately enough.
8.
8. All right. Once you have to get really close to the door, like up to the keyhole to hear what they're saying. But once you're close enough, you hear your mother and father's voice as your mother shouts, "You can't keep doing this. Just because you turned against technology doesn't mean you get to suffocate him. He's my son. He's a person, Dareth. When I met you, you were fascinated by tech. You wanted to understand everything, how it worked, what it could become. And I learned the cost. I must protect him from making the same mistakes I did. No, you became afraid. We had an agreement. When you married me, you agreed he cannot know the truth. No one can. You're going to lose him. Better that than let him become what this world is turning into. Very well, Dareth. You do not have my support, but I will not stand in your way. And then you hear another pop of teleporting away.
Oh boy. That's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna quietly back away from the door so I don't get caught.
Make a stealth check.
Dang it. Uh, 15.
15, yeah, that's good enough. All right. Let's transition over to Noldeo. What's Noldeo doing after her interview uh with
Yeah.
Thorin?
So was it the fox who told me that she wanted to meet me, or did I forget how I got that message?
It was just like a scroll sent to you.
Okay. All right. Um then I still probably would want to check in with the fox because the fox is the one who sent me to the the grid in the first place, right?
And if you'll recall, at the end of last session, she gave you another assignment after paying you for this one.
Yeah. And that's a part of the reason why Noldea is less inclined to really dig into it, because she's already gotten paid for the job. And, whether the right person is in jail or not, like, that's not as much of her concern.
Right.
Um but I think there might be just like a slightly queasy feeling here about the fox at this point. Like, why, like, what does she have to do with this whole situation now? Hold on a second, let me think about
Well,
that,
she did tell
because
you
Noldea wasn't.
that Saran was one of her people.
Oh, it was part of her like network.
Yeah, part of her network. And so when he
Okay.
went missing, they needed to find him, and she didn't want to use Kiera because Kiera was too close to it.
Right. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I had forgotten that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then in that case, so the other job then was infiltrating the it's not like a ball. What was it?
It was a banquet, a
Yes,
Silurian
the
Day
banquet.
banquet.
Yes. And oh right. And so I know that Corvus is going to be there, right? Was that the inn that I have?
You don't know that.
Oh.
I mean, Moldea doesn't know that.
Right, Nolea doesn't know that. Okay. Um well then I guess the move is to try and figure out a way to either get an invitation to the banquet or find some way to get myself into the place without an invitation.
And you've still got all that stuff at your dorm. Are you going to do anything with that?
Yeah. I mean, so as far as I know, my cover as Linda is still intact.
As far as you know.
Right.
I mean, like I said, Mara Corin knew it was a cover, but she didn't seem to do anything aside from just know it privately.
Yeah. And at this point, if she wants me to believe that she's innocent, she's not going to randomly like revoke my student, permissions or whatever. So I guess the thing to do is just to go back to a campus at the grid and maybe investigate there a little bit to see if I can find out a way to get myself invited to the banquet.
Okay. So how are you going about doing this?
Probably I'd want to do it fairly, as surreptitiously as I can. Maybe sort of try to just like stealthily eavesdrop around, like the popular crowds to see what the sort of general gossip and if anybody knows anything about the banquet, if anybody's going, that I could talk to more directly.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
Yep. Okay. That is a 18.
18. So you are looking around, kind of listening in. You hear some people talking about it, but mostly they're just talking about what they're going to be doing for Silurian Day, which is like hang out with family, go to this party on Silurian Square. The banquet isn't in a lot of people's minds because it's like the banquet that all the rich people are going to. After a while, you've pretty thoroughly done what you can without straight up being like, "Hey, are you going to the Silurian Day banquet? Because I want to go too."
Right.
You wind up back at your dorm.
Okay. All right. So basically, that didn't garner me any information other than
Right.
it's a rich person's thing, and so the common students aren't aware, aren't getting in there. Well, then in that case, I would probably grudgingly want to talk then to Talon, since I know that he's well connected. And so I would probably just start by like sending him a message asking if he knows anything about the Silurian Day banquet.
All right. You send him a text. You don't get a response yet.
Okay. And I'd probably also send a message to Drackle about it, because I know he has all sorts of connections for all kinds of things.
Oh, you don't have Draco's phone number.
Oh, okay. Well,
You
then
don't even
I
know
guess
if he
I
has a
would.
phone.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. Then I guess I would have to go and see Drackle while I'm waiting for an answer from Talon.
Okay. Are you gonna move your stuff, or are you gonna?
No, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna as long as my cover at the school is intact, I'm gonna take advantage of having a relatively secure place to live and access to all of this stuff, because it came to me for free. I tend to have a pretty uncomplicated life, and if I have to pull up stakes and blow dodge, then it's not like it's going to be a huge. I can live just as easily without it.
Okay.
But for now, I'll use it as long as it suits me.
All right. As you leave to go talk to Drackle, you hear footsteps running up to you, and somebody yells, "Linda!"
Okay, yeah. Who is it?
Yeah, it's Armis, your roommate. He's like, "Hey, can I talk to you real quick?"
Quickly. I am on my way to see someone. What do you need?
Awesome. This may be a bit forward, but what are your plans for Silurian Day?
I have a fairly important engagement that I really need to see to. That's where I'm on my way to. Why? Why do you ask?
Oh, well, it's no big deal, but my dad's making go to this stupid banquet up at Arcana Magna. He's letting me bring along a friend, and I was wondering if you'd be willing to go along with me. Not as like a date or anything, just like just to hang out.
Well,
But if you have something important, I understand.
actually, the errand that I was going on is exactly about that banquet. I have a us students are always trying to make some extra coin, and somebody had something for me to do there at the banquet for them. So I was trying to figure out a way to get myself to the banquet.
Oh,
So I
awesome!
would be happy to go with you.
Awesome, great. It's in. I'll pick you up at. We can meet up here at say 4 o'clock. It starts at 5. So
Yes,
is
that
that
sounds
cool?
wonderful.
Awesome, awesome. Do do an insight check, real quick.
Okay. Yeah, it's not 19.
This guy got a massive crush on you.
Right. Okay. I mean, that's probably just good news in her mind because that means
Yeah.
to her that he's going to be all the more easily manipulated.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and do Edmar next. Edmar, what are you doing after your visit with Corin?
Yeah, Edmar would contact Corvus to see about potentially getting into the catacombs to see if there was any evidence or anything about the location of Lunaros. He'd be checking in with Top Bunkius to see if the gods found out anything or anything pops up. But I'm guessing that Top Bunkius would make it pretty clear pretty quickly that Lunaros was back if he showed up. So
Yeah.
definitely contacting Corvus to see about getting into the catacombs.
All right. So you text Corvus or get in contact with somehow. Corvus is you. Are you? How do you respond?
I just text him back and like, yeah, I can let you in. I can show you in.
So then
Awesome.
I'd head over and check it out with him.
So what are you specifically looking for?
So if I remember correctly, when all of this happened, Lunaros had um, followed Corvus into the secondary area to check out what was going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he and Noldea split up, and so I would follow or ask Corvus to kind of show me what the path was that they took, and just kind of be looking around. I'd have detect magic going so that I could see if anything showed up, and just ask Top Bunkius that, hey, if you see anything that is beyond what I'm capable of doing, let me know so that we can see if there's something that happened or if you start feeling funny or something. Because if it happened to one god, maybe it happened to Top Bunkius. So
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, okay, yeah, anything to get this over with.
that's why I like you, Top Bunkius.
Yep. Whatever. Okay. So you guys go around. Top Bunkius doesn't really feel anything, sense anything. He's like, I can sense that Lunaros was here, and I sense him right up to that point where Corvus, where you said that room used to be, and then his trail just goes cold.
Do I see anything with detect magic? Anything lighten up, not lighten up? Okay.
No, nothing. Nothing like that.
Guess I'd be kind of looking around to see if there's any marks on the floor like what we found at the location where uh, the tiefling was abducted in the stairwell.
Hmm?
The tiefling was abducted, and it was like this like weird magic stuff, but it wasn't actually magic. He said
Yeah,
it was like where like technology and magic are kind of like merged together.
yeah, and there was a sigil in the
Oh,
middle of it.
in the grid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed
Yep.
that part.
Yeah. Looking for something similar to that potentially to see if that somehow is connected.
Yeah, you're not sensing anything like that here. You're not sensing anything magic wise.
And that includes the lack of opening where the room used to be.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's good news or bad news, Corvus, but the room that was there wasn't magicked away. There's no magic going on here now, at least.
Uh, monks aren't allowed to use magic, and we don't really use technology. That room disappearing. He's kind of pauses. Something's not right.
All right,
Mark, make an Arcana check.
Can that would be a total of 4.
Okay. Anyway,
Yep, I noticed nothing. But
well, you would have solved the whole mystery, but whatever.
right? Well, Corvus, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't a monk that did it. I mean, after all, we know they were at least working with one of the professors at the grid, so who's to say they weren't working with someone else who could do this either through technology or magic?
That's exactly what I intend to figure out, Edmar. And if we can find Lunaros along the way, we'll do it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. If you need anything from me, let me know. But I'm gonna go talk to some of the other people that were in the train and that were abducted and see if they got any leads.
Mhm.
So,
And as
light
you
guide
as you
you,
leave
brother.
the as you leave the catacombs, when you get your signal back, you see that there's a text on your phone, um, and it just says, "This is just a car. Can we talk?"
And that's me or Corvus.
Edmar.
Yeah, I'd send a text back saying, okay, when and where.
Just as soon as possible in the courtyard, the Arcana Magna courtyard.
I'd send back a text and let him know my ETA based on how long it'll take to get there with the Sky Tram and everything.
Mhm. So you get up to him, and he's like, "Hey man, thanks for meeting me. Real quick, you may or may not know this. I have been assigned head of security at the upcoming Silurian Day banquet, uh, and we got a tip that there's going to be some sort of terror that there may be some sort of terrorist attack on the banquet, and so we're ramping up security. We're getting a bunch of clerics in, and I was wondering if you'd be willing to offer your services as part of the security that day.
I mean, I guess I can help. I do owe you since you helped out earlier. So yeah, I can help with that. Do I have to wear a tie or something? Or
Oh no, just your regular cleric outfit is fine.
all right. Yeah, I guess.
Gonna be
Well,
there, making sure that nobody's there who shouldn't be. Uh, that you want to screen everybody, just ramping up extra stuff so that if somebody is actually trying to do a terrorist attack, that they're not able to. These sort of threats happen a lot, and they usually don't amount to anything, but we've always got to be careful, you know?
Fair enough. Just showing extra
Yeah.
bodies to put people at ease. Got it.
Yeah. And make sure you don't mention this to anybody else. We don't want just the general public being aware that the general guys being aware that that there might be a terrorist attack that will freak them out. We're just there to be there in case something does go down. You know what I mean?
I get that. Did they
Yeah.
mention if they were, doing a technological terrorist attack, magical, physical, anything like specific that we need to look out for based on their threat?
It wasn't a threat, it was a tip. We got a tip. So this tip was just that there was going to be one. It was an anonymous tip, and
Yeah, those are always
we
reliable.
yeah. But we always have to respond to them
Fair
because
enough.
if they are true and we ignored it, that's worse than if it wasn't true and we took it seriously.
Fair enough. Why are they hiring us students to do security? Wouldn't it be better to get somebody else? Am I just
No, they hired me as the head of security because of my ties to Tier, and they told me to use my judgment to choose people discreetly. And I've seen your skills and your uh, abilities, and I think that you would be a good addition to the security.
okay? So it just happens to be that you and I are students. It's not that they're only getting students. Got it.
No, no.
It's starting to sound like a weird anime where only the kids know what's going on and the adults are worthless. So glad that's
No.
not true.
Anyway, uh,
So yeah, if that's all Justicar had, then after that, I'd figure out where I'm meeting him and everything, and then try to go visit the other people that had been abducted still.
Mhm. All right.
And
Before that, let's move over to Talon. Uh, Talon, you had said you were looking to meet with Lyra. Uh, last you heard, she was being Arvin was working on trying to repair some of the things done to her brain. So you'd have to meet up with Arvin to see her.
Okay. All right. I'll go find Arvin's, I guess, workshop or find Arvin.
All right. You look for Arvin. Uh, pretty easily able to find him. He's just getting out of class at this point. He's at a locker, putting some stuff in. And when he sees you, he just sort of goes like that.
Hey, Arvin. Burns are healing up nicely.
Yeah, yeah, it's better. Uh, yeah, what you need? And before you can respond, you see this like green-haired kid walk up to him. He's like a half gnome who just sort of comes up and leans against the wall and says, "Hey, Arvin." Arvin just turns to him and goes, "Hey, Ren." And Ren says, heard you were part of that team that rescued the Hornhead." "Yeah. Thought you hated Saran." "I do." "Huh. Guess I'm just surprised. You finally had him gone, but you saved him. And two other Hornheads on top of that. I mean, if you ask me, they should have stayed buried. Less Hornheads at the grid would be better for..." and you see Arvin just like snaps right into his face, and Rin hits the floor, and all the students around just like stop what they're doing to see what's going on. Arvin just looks at him and goes, "My problem was with Saran, not his horns, him." He gets close and just goes, "If you ever say something like that again, you won't get another chance." And Ren just sort of is shocked. He just sort of starts just like crawling away, scrambled to get away from Arvin. And he looks around and is like, "What are you all looking at?" And they sort of like just sort of scramble away. Turns to you, Talon, and goes, "Sorry about that. What'd you need?"
So I understand that you have been working with one of the people that from the tram, specifically the woman who um, was under some sort of mind control.
Oh, her, yeah. Let me follow me. And he brings you to his workshop where you see he pulls out a key, unlocks it, gestures you to go in.
Okay, I'll go in.
And he follows you and he closes the door and locks it. And you see in there you see Lyra. She's sort of like emotionless, sort of sitting. And Velith Saran is also in there, sort of tinkering. And he goes, "Oh, hey, Arvid. Hey, this guy wanted to check up on the girl. Oh yeah, we're I think I made a breakthrough using I was able to utilize our research to how much is it how, are you comfortable with me telling him about our research?" He was just like, "Yeah, it's no big deal at this point. I was mainly trying to keep it from you, so if you know, I don't care." And he's like, "Yeah, we were both studying like nanoprobes this year. We were trying to develop some sort of nanoprobes, and so when Arvin approached me to try to help him use the nanoprobes in a way that could restore her brain, and we've been able to we're attempting to at least undo the mind the emotion override that happened. And if this works, she should be back to normal pretty soon. Did you know her?"
Um, a long time ago, yes. Yes. So
Oh,
is she, I don't know how to ask this. Does she, is she conscious? Does she know who she is, where she is, what's going on?
as far as we could tell, she's conscious, but she is very out of it. She seemed to be running on autopilot when we came across her, and once we removed her from that room, she just doesn't seem to be able to really do anything. And as he says that, you see her sort of flicker and sort of, what, what, where am I? Uh, and Saran sort of looks like, "Oh, it worked." And she sort of keeps like blinking and trying to figure out like, "Oh," and she looks at you and goes, "Talon?
Lyra, is that you?
But oh, oh, I've had that. Oh." had that chipped in me for so long, right? Oh, are you okay? Where am I?
Well, you're at the grid, and Arvin and Velas here are they're trying to repair the damage that was done. Something
Oh,
about an emotional override. How
yeah.
what's what happened to you? How did I haven't seen you in 10 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. Well, after your dad kicked me out, he uh he kept to his word. None of my family could get a job at all, so
Did he do this to you?
my memory is still a little fuzzy, but if memory serves, I think it was Chancellor Corrin. She she threatened that if I didn't do what she said, that she would hurt you. She said that you were studying at her school and that she would make sure that you would be hurt if I didn't comply. And I had to.
I don't understand why would she do that? What did she want you to do?
Still fuzzy. She she wanted me to experiment on this tiefling cyberneticist, and Sir Ed goes to like that was me. Oh, oh, I'm so sorry. I did horrible things to you. And he's like, no, you weren't. You weren't yourself. Like, yeah, but kind of worse because I don't know. She wanted me to do. It was had something to do with blending magic and technology, but I can't remember what it was. She seemed to have put in some fail safes to make sure that if I was recovered, that I wouldn't remember certain key things.
And Talon is usually very emotionally reserved. Um, but he's becoming more and more um, emotional right now. There's just
Yeah,
so many things that are happening, and just seeing her after 10 years, um, Talon's getting a little unhinged here. But Lyra, I don't understand. How would Chancellor Corn even know your connection to me? We haven't seen each other in 10 years. What
I
why would she even think that you would care or that you even would know me?
I don't know. I It didn't make sense to me either, but somehow she knew about our connection, and about 3 months ago, she said that you had enrolled in her school and that she was gonna make sure that if I disobeyed, that you would be hurt.
I don't understand. It's good to see you. I'm
You
glad
too, Tal.
I'm glad you're okay. I You were kind of zombified there for a while.
Yeah, ah, that was crazy. It's been a crazy few years.
What have you been doing?
honestly, a lot of it's a blur. It'll and Saran just goes, it'll take a while to recover all of your memories. The nanoprobes are still working at restoring your mind. But the fact that you recovered this quickly is phenomenal. Oh, oh, something else. There was a tiefling. He was wearing orange robes. When he came in, I somehow I knew that he was connected to you, and I tried to tell him what was going on, but then my emotional override activated. And then when I it made me zap the room, and this he went unconscious, but also this guy just appeared out of nowhere, unconscious. That seemed important. He was teenage, messy brown hair, jeans and a t-shirt. I wasn't sure what to do with him, so Corin told me to just put him with the rest.
Do I, from her description, do I know who she's talking about? Because
Make a history check.
I've seen him on the phone. No, no, no clue.
Okay, but she's told you at least that she thinks this is important, so.
Yeah, yeah.
And Mila just says, I think you need rest. It's great that you can see each other again. Let's take this slow. Let the nanoprobes do their work. Um, and yeah, just take it easy.
All right. Lyra, I can't tell you how good it is to see you. I
I
really feared the worst for you, and what my father may or may not have done to you.
Yeah, it's great to see you, Tal.
All right. I'll 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 stop back and we can catch up.
Yeah.
All right. And then I just like very very awkwardly, because Talon's really bad at this kind of stuff, just kind of like place his hand on top of hers and just like kind of give it a squeeze, but it's really awkward. And then
Yeah.
he's already red, so he can't blush. But if he weren't, he'd be blushing right now.
Yeah.
And then um, as he turns to leave, I want to kind of like gesture to Arvin to kind of have a sidebar,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
out of earshot.
Yeah. He unlocks the door and you guys walk out. He's like, what's up?
Is it in your experience with this sort of stuff, with this technology, this I mean, this is mind control, clearly.
Pretty much, yeah. Brain control, but yeah.
Is this your technology?
No, no. When I was much younger, there were a friend of mine was taken captive by this technology. The the person responsible was sent to prison and died several years ago, but I had been working for years to try to fix him, and if I had this technology before he died, I could have done it. So
Do you think that this technology could be used to implant memories?
it's definitely possible. I've only scratched the surface on what this stuff can do. But yeah, I wouldn't put it past whoever's responsible for it, whether it's Corin or not, to implant false memories.
Do you think you and Velith would be able to tell if memories were implanted?
This point, it's too early to tell. I don't know. But I'll definitely try to find out.
All
I
right.
have a question. Why was she calling you Talon? I thought your name was Dravon.
Let's just keep that a secret between us.
Got it. Got it. We're good. You need anything else, or was that everything?
Just let me know if anything new develops or if you are able to find anything at all. And
I will. I will.
thank you for helping her.
Of course. Of course. I
She's
just hope
she's
I
very
could do
important to
everything.
me, and
Yeah.
I need to know who's behind this. I need to make this right.
I understand. Yeah. I'll do what I can.
All right. Thank you.
All right. And now we'll Edmar. You were looking to visit with the other people that were kidnapped on the Skytram. Who are you looking for first?
Uh, well, I mean, probably Velith, since he was, as far as I know, the original one kidnapped, so he would
Mhm.
probably know the most.
All right. So you head over to the tech building. Uh, on your way there, you run into Talon, who has just finished his conversation with Arvin.
Hey, Talon, how's it going? Or, sorry, am I supposed to call you your other name?
We're not getting anything from you.
This is getting harder and harder to keep track of, so um, it's okay. No worries.
I'll just go, hey you.
That that's probably safest, but at this point, I don't know I'm going to be able to keep this charade up much longer. It seems to be um, crumbling very quickly, especially the more involved I get in this whole mess. Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's actually part of why I'm here. Still trying to find Lunaros. I was gonna see if Velith was around so I could talk to him, see if he knew anything.
Yeah, he's in there with Arvin and that woman that had been under mind control that was rescued as well. They're still trying to set her straight. Um, she said something
Okay.
weird though. I don't know if this is um, helpful or not, but she said that when she had to zap Corvus, she said
Okay.
when he went unconscious, another person, a man, just appeared out of nowhere and went unconscious too.
Did she say like messy brown hair, jeans,
Yeah.
shirt with a slight moon symbol on it?
She didn't mention the moon symbol, but check on everything else. But I know that he was there with Corvus and Noldea when they were in the catacombs, and it just seems strange that whatever she did just caused this person to appear out of thin air and then collapse on the ground.
You know where that guy is right now? Are they helping him too, or
I don't know what they did with him. He was in that group of students that we rescued,
okay?
but I don't know.
Interesting. I'll make sure to visit him next. Since they're both here, maybe I'll go talk to the girl and Velith and see if they got anything else to verify if it may or may not be Lunaros, and see if she remembers what exactly it was she did to activate this thing and what it does, so that we could figure that out.
All right. Good luck. And I point back
You
down the
you
hall
do.
where I came from. They're,
Okay,
to
so
where they're at.
you're, so you're able to you talk to you get to Arvin, and he says that Lyra is resting and she really can't talk to anybody right now. Do you want to just go ahead and visit Lenny at the hospital?
Do I know he's at the hospital or like?
Yeah, you guys know that he
Okay,
was transferred to the hospital to try to figure out why he had amnesia.
okay. Then yeah, I'd probably head over there with Top Bunkius, and obviously Velith and Lyra aren't going to be any help at this point, so I'll
Yeah.
just make a note to come back and talk to them if needed.
Hmm. All right. So you are able to uh, visit with this guy, Lenny, at the hospital. And uh, would you see him lying in a hospital bed? He make an insight check or perception.
We'll go with insight. 16 total.
Yeah. So you're still not sensing anything godly, but you can. This doesn't look exactly like Lunaros, but It almost looks like if somebody described Lunaros and then tried to make him.
I'm assuming at this point, since he's in the hospital, he's in like a hospital gown or something, not the clothes he was found in.
Yeah, well, you saw him in the clothes he was found in. It wasn't the same jeans and t-shirt you always see him in, but it was a similar style.
Okay. More or less the same, just without a moon on it.
Yeah, without the moon, but other than that, pretty similar. It's like if somebody said, "Hey, I want you to make a human being, regular young adult, messy brown hair, jeans, and a blue t-shirt."
So I'd probably sit down and just kind of ask about what he remembered, if anything, from beforehand. And I mean, if he
I
doesn't
don't
remember
remember it.
anything,
Yeah, he says, "I don't remember anything before I woke up in that train car. I I do feel have did we talk before?"
really, I was part of the group that helped get you guys out of the train car, but you look very familiar, like
Yeah,
someone I
you
knew
do too.
who disappeared. And at the same time, I'll kind of be like side eyeing Top Bunkius, and if he's near me, try to elbow him.
Yeah, Topbunkius is just like, hmm. Well, if I didn't know better, I'd say that was Lunaros. But I'm still not sure what we can do. He doesn't seem to have any godly connection at all right now.
Has anything like this ever happened before, Top Bunkius, or would this be a first?
Not in my lifetime.
How long is that?
150 years?
Okay, so you're not very old. Any chance you can check with the other gods? I mean, no offense. I mean, obviously
Oh,
that's a lot
of
longer
course,
than
yeah.
me, but yeah.
I'll check in with them, ask if they know anything, what's going on, but yeah, I'll do what I can. And he sort of snaps his fingers and disappears.
Cool. Gotta play a waiting
And
game.
so Lily just goes, "I'm sorry, are you trying to tell me I'm a god?"
You look like a god that's disappeared, kind of. How do you feel about the
Wow.
3/8 moon?
The 3/8 moon?
I said what I said. Any
I
any
don't
any
know.
preference?
Just I suppose it sounds cool, I guess. I don't know.
About a half moon,
Half moons are stupid.
quarter moon?
Quarter moon, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. You know what I really like? For some reason, I find a strong connection to tinfoil. I don't know
Sounds about right.
why.
I mean, why wouldn't you feel a strong connection to tinfoil? It's amazing. So versatile. You can
Yeah.
build with it, you can cook with it. What more could you ask from a material?
You could cover the entire eastern seaboard with it and reverse the rotation of the Earth.
How do you know that?
What?
How do you know that?
Know what?
Have you done
I
this
just
before?
I was just listing hypothetical things you could do.
Alright, well, I'll keep that in mind if we need to reverse the rotation of the Earth.
Yeah. Also, canonically, Faerun is flat. So
Alrighty then.
anyway, we're going to fast forward over, unless there's something specific you guys want to do. We're just going to fast forward to the banquet. Uh, Edmar, you have been set up with Top Bunkius Justicar, to figure out to drum up security. You see Corvus come in. Corvus, you ever decide who you were using as your +1?
Yeah, I was gonna bring Vila.
Vela, your
Yeah,
Erico
Vela. My bad.
combination.
Yes, the bird girl.
All right. So he's got Vela at his arm. They go in. Noldea arrives with Armis. Talon's already there, just sort of looking competent, I guess. And Dareth is kind of at the center, talking to different people, gathering. He knows pretty much everybody. Every single council member is there, all 35 of them, including Councillor Saran, who pulls Corvus aside and just goes, I do appreciate what you did for finding my son.
It was my pleasure, sir. I'm glad I could be of service.
Thank you. And you see he's there with Vilith and Tessara, his kids. And she sort of recognizes you and sort of waves. Oh, Counselor Valor, how are you doing? And this red dragonborn comes up, and you see accompanying him is Rogar and Armis, who has Noldea with him. He's like, oh yes, and how are your children doing? So yeah, anything you guys want specifically to do at the banquet to try to suss out anything prematurely, or
Just real quick, so sorry. Remind me what my actual function was that the Fox wanted me to do at the
Fox wanted you to
banquet.
make sure that the protest that was going to be staged here would not be interceded.
Oh, okay.
Whatever
That it
happens,
would
you make sure it happens.
that the protest needs to happen. Okay.
It needs to go off without a hitch.
Yeah. Okay. So as we enter the banquet, I'm gonna excuse myself from my hapless date and then go and like sort of scout the perimeter of the place. Just gonna say,
Make an
oh, I need to
investigation check.
go use the restroom or whatever, and then
Yeah,
go.
make an investigation check.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 21.
21. Awesome. You carefully look around, try to make yourself look like you're just enjoying the party. You're able to fake conversations with a few counselors and their kids and different things. And you notice that there's this very, very slight, like, indentation in the carpeting, and you have disappeared.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. That was
And if you follow it, you notice it's like it looks like this long, like, make an insight check to see if you recognize what this shape would be.
Nope.
It's
That's
it's a line that then goes out and curves like in a semicircle and then keeps going to the other side.
okay.
And you don't have detect magic or anything, but you can see, there's a very, very faint something you can sense important about this.
Oh.
That there's something
Okay.
important about this line.
Okay. Is there anyone else sort of hanging around here that
There are
looks like
lots of
they would
people
be
hanging
paying?
around here.
Right, of course, it's a banquet.
Nobody seems to be actually, roll perception or insight.
Okay.
Just a blanket insight check.
That's way better. For perception, that's a 22.
22. You have looked at these lines. You go back to your date. You see that he's with the Dragonborn counselor, and he just goes, "Oh yes, Father. This is Noldea, my friend. She's the one who helped find Counselor Saran's son." And he just goes, "Oh yes, very good thing you did."
Oh, it was nothing. It's just what anybody would do.
Sorry. He introduced you as Linda. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yes. And you notice that Armus seems to be keep looking over in the direction of that that line that you noticed.
Okay. Huh. All right, sorry, just also real quick, when I was saying that I wanted to check, I meant I wanted to check like outside.
Oh, outside?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were looking inside.
Well, I mean, I can make another check to go outside, but that was
It's gonna be pretty hard to get outside and then back in
well, I
without proof
mean,
that you're supposed to be there.
there's no like back door that I could like wedge open or
Everything's locked and guarded, and
yeah, you can't sneak back in with the caterers or something like that.
caterers are all in the
In
like
their
there's the
uniform.
caterers are in their uniforms, and they're also just like going to the kitchen. Like they're not like going outside. They don't come in a back way or anything. They're already here.
Is there any vantage from the building where you could like see out to the outside?
There are a few windows.
Yeah, because I want to if there's a protest coming, and if I know that, then I need to be able to see if they're going to be intercepted or something. Where would it be coming from?
Mm-hmm. Make a insight check.
Okay. Nah. Very bad. 7.
All right. Yeah. As you go to the window, it's very dark already. You really can't see anything too well. You hear this voice behind you. Dea, what are you doing here? And you see Rogar Vin has come up to you.
Rogar, is that one of the monks?
That's Armis's brother. He's a Dragonborn. Which would mean he's also the son of the Dragonborn counselor.
Okay, so he said so he called me Linda then.
Yeah, Linda. Sorry.
Okay.
I keep
No.
forgetting.
No, I just needed to make sure because Nobody here should have that name. Like, I don't know. Did even the rest of the group?
The rest of the group knows.
Okay, yes.
You
All
told
right,
them
right,
to simplify things.
I just
Oh,
choose.
that's right. Because I couldn't be bothered to keep up the charade. I needed them to know for my own convenience. Okay, right.
Yeah, I choose to call you Linda anyways.
Yeah, which is fine. Okay, so the other Dragonborn, he's just one of the students, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's a student here, but he's also, you can assume that he's invited here because he was the son of the Dragonborn counselor, which you didn't know before this, but with Armus being the son of the Dragonborn counselor,
Okay.
and them being brothers.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Armus invited me.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Good to see him getting out of his comfort zone. So you admiring the scenery?
There's a lovely view out the window here, yeah.
Yeah, it's very dark. I can hardly see anything. But you have
Well,
you have dark vision, don't you?
elf eyes, yeah.
Yeah, elf eyes. Yeah.
Just, maybe bat my eyelashes at him just a little bit.
And he just sort of wanders off, and as you turn back into the center of the room, you feel this shimmer carry through the banquet hall as everybody freezes, including you. And everybody shifts to face toward the place where your line was, and anybody who was there sort of pushed back, and the lights go out.
Funny thing about Ferrin. Everyone loves to talk about balance. Magic and tech. Light and order. Law and justice. But somehow, every time a tiefling walks into the room, the balance breaks. Rexy here can build a machine blindfolded. Smarter than half the scholars who call him a threat. And because of the blood in his veins and the horns on his head, he's treated like a crime waiting to happen. Humiliation for some, violence for others, schools that teach power unless you were born wrong, laws that say anyone can learn, anyone can innovate, anyone can change the world. But tieflings should keep their hands visible and their heads down. And don't pretend you're not listening. I know you are. You're always watching, always deciding who gets to dream and who gets erased for trying. Tieflings didn't ask to be feared. They didn't ask to be symbols of fear. They asked for the same thing everyone else takes for granted. To live without fear. So tonight, we break laws, we break silence, we raise fists, we raise heat, because fire doesn't need approval to burn. And if that makes you uncomfortable, good. City streets in shame. They're too afraid to speak his name. They see the weight, the scars, the mire, but not the heat of his half-blood fire. He's the fire they try to hide. They feared the truth. can't kill his half-blood fire. Through Silurian Square, they all step aside, like his leather boots mean the end is nigh. Their whispers cut sharper than any blade, but he's coming back with songs ablaze. He's the fire you try to hide, you fear the truth, so you denied. You called him devil, liar, thief, but he's the one who'll bring relief. You try to crush, try to conspire, but you can't kill his half-blood fire. Not your prophecy, not your doom. He's the spark that'll light up this whole room. Every chant, every cry gets higher. Feel for the blaze of his half-blood fire. Say it with me. He's the fire you try to hide. You feared his truth, so you denied. You called him devil, cursed his kin, but he was rising from within. Your walls will crack, your lies expire. Here we stand, half-blood fire. And let all of Ferrin hear our cry. Tieflings deserve the same rights as you and I. We're the fire you try to hide. You fear our truth, so you deny. You call us devils, say we're wrong, but hear our cry, you hear our song. Your walls will crack, your lies expire. Let us stand, half-blood
And as soon as it finishes, the lights go back on, and you are all in a different location. And the band looks just as confused as you all are, because you are in this huge laboratory with this big machine behind where Blaze and the Dragonborn were. And this door slides open, and out walks Dareth Veer.